Hey, true believers. Chris Mack continuing the spooky season today with the NECA 1990 Ultimate Pennywise the Clown action figure. And when I saw this one on Amazon, I had to grab him. I was kind of shopping online, saw him, knew I had to have him. Speaking of, if you guys want to pick up this figure, first and foremost, always support your local comic shop and see if they have it in stock or wherever it is you like to get your comics and action figures. If not, you can get it, as I said, on Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, or Entertainment Earth at the time of this October recording. Now we see it here. Looks just like the awesome movie poster, or shall we say, they call it the movie, but it was originally a TV series. They just kind of compiled it into a movie, so that's what they put here. On the top, get the same design. Looks absolutely amazing. Again, on the bottom, NECA kicking butt by putting all the artist's name on here. I really appreciate that. So if you want to check out more of their work, there you go. Come around to the side as I smack the camera in my own fashion. We get that same movie poster, NECA and Real Toys there. Same on the other side. Come around to the back. And I like that they always give you kind of an inspiration where if you want to do action figure photography, they give you poses that you can follow. There is a read-up. I'll make sure to get a close-up so you can check it out at your convenience. Come back around to the front. And in good old NECA fashion, I love that you can open it up, get a cool product shot there with all the balloons, which you can kind of see here in the back. Figure looks absolutely amazing. So with that said, going around the packaging, is this Tim Curry an awesome figure or not? Let's bust this clown out and get a closer look at him. Here's Pennywise out of the packaging, and I gotta say, this is an excellent figure. Review over. Just kidding. There's a lot to love about this figure, from the details to the amount of accessories that this dude comes with. Though, that's not to say that there are going to be a few things that are going to chap your ass, frost it, and send it up the wall. What do I mean by that? Let's go ahead and get Mr. Pennywise here off the spinner, and let's look further into everything that NECA gives us with this character. Pennywise the Clown is the main antagonist in Stephen King's multiverse 1986 horror novel, It. Pennywise is a shape-shifting, trans-dimensional evil entity known as a glamour, who is billions of years old, originating in an undiscovered void surrounding our entire universe, known as the Macroverse, which is a concept related to Toadash Darkness from the Dark Tower series. It comes to Maine, which is Derry, Maine, to say. Every 27 years, he awakens to kill and eat. This version of Pennywise was portrayed by Tim Curry in the adapted 1990 ABC two-part TV miniseries directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. Now, as I was reading, apparently between scenes, Curry would, he'd sit there and chain smoke and show his sharp teeth if one of the children actors got too close to him, apparently trying to intimidate the actors so the fear was real in their performances. So bravo, Mr. Curry, for adding, a lot of traumatic events to a lot of us horror fans and the actors that worked with you. Now, as for the accessories on this figure, I am one happy little camper. He starts out with having just these resting hands that come on the figure, cool beans, and then we kind of get that more creepy-eyed head sculpt here, which on all of them, the red hair on the back looks great. The clown makeup looks awesome, especially the little... I know it's regular clown makeup, but to me, like when I see that, it very much reminds me of like Lon Chaney, like what was that movie called? Laugh, Clown, Laugh. Just very much has that design to it. The yellow eyes with the black pupil, amazing. Red nose, and then of course attention to detail on those nasty teeth. Blah. All these head sculpts look great. So there's that one. And we're going to put him down and out of the way. And then we get the more laugh, clown, laugh look. Love that they made sure that when they painted this, that they just didn't give you a white generic face. They actually kind of showed where wrinkles in the skin would kind of happen while you're actually laughing. Great stuff there. Love the wicked smile on that one. And then we get Mr. Grumpy Face here, which looks great. And I even like that the makeup on the lips, as you can see, it's more prominent red on these. I like that when he's frowning, it kind of becomes more black and emotionless. Just a really cool concept there. And then we get the one where his face is burned, and I just love this one because that's absolutely terrifying. The intensity, the way the mouth sculpt is changed, and then just all that ookiness of the skin just melting underneath here. Absolutely amazing. Now for the rest of the hand sculpts, he comes with a set of monster hands, which I just love that green with the black nail polish. Great otherworldly looking, adding all those nasty little contorted details in there. And on top, all the veininess. Just a really cool concept, like, I'm going to get all your candy. Good stuff there. He also comes with, where is it? The pointing finger, so when you give him a balloon, he can point at you and aha, 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 aha. Good stuff. Love it. Love that pointing finger. And then he comes with two different, and each of these only go in his right hand. They're balloon holding hands, but what the difference is, so you can see this one has more like a small little doodad, as where this one's bigger, and that's because you can hold one balloon with this one and then multiple. And you're saying balloons, what do you mean by that? Well, my friends, we will get there in a moment. But there's a couple of other things I want to go through first. We get the, oh, it actually spins. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it spun. Oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah, when I took this out, I didn't know that it did that. But this is that Joy Zinger thing when he's sitting in the library, and I think it's Richie that he's tormenting. And he goes, hey, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Well, yeah, better let him out. And he just starts spinning and snapping this around in the library. Oh my God, that's exciting. I didn't know it spun. I love when accessories have articulation. That's too cool. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. And of course, you have to have the SS Georgie. Now, you would think that this would be plastic. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like either really, really thin plastic or this is legit paper. I don't know. I mean, look at that. There's no sheen to it like plastic. So yeah, if this is actual paper and you can kind of see how it's sort of warped, be careful with this damn thing. Because if that's legit paper and that gets torn, as a collector, that's going to drive you crazy. Now, what I was talking about a minute ago. This is what made me excited when I bought this figure. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this plethora of balloons we get. And then what makes it more awesomer, I know it's not a word, that reminds me of that South Park episode where Cartman becomes a robot and is Awesome-o or whatever. It's more awesomer. So you get one orange, two yellows, a green, blue, white, and the, of course, iconic red balloon. I love that all of these are on bendy wire. So you can kind of pose it however you want. Though the only downfall you have to be careful with is the balloons are top heavy, so if you put it in wrong, like in the hand or whatever, it's going to fall. I wish that they would have made these maybe a little more lightweight, but I'm sure they did the best with what they could. And then instead of just making it look like a medicine ball or a lollipop, they made sure to show where all the tension at the bottom of a balloon goes when you blow it, and you actually get the nub. Giggity. So yeah, or what's that from Venture Brothers where Billy's being inspected for the first time with his hand? He's like, don't look away from the nozzle. Do not look away from the nub. Sorry, not enough coffee and I'm slap happy. Now, with the hands, what I was talking about, where the hands go. So the single one, this little piece that you see here, do not lose that. It does pop out. I learned that the hard way. But it's because when you first get this, the balloons are a SOB to put in, especially in the single one. And what happened was I was trying to kind of bore it out with this, and it's still kind of a pain because, as you can see, when you try to get it in his hand, a lot of the times the white starts to pull back, and you'll start to see the bendy wire inside. So I don't know if I can do this on camera. I got part of it, but you have to just slowly work it in. And what's more irritating, and I wish NECA would have made this a little bit wider, is the fact that while you're trying to feed it in, the parts that you're trying to feed in get bent. So it's just a very slow, tedious ass process. But once you get it in there, and you can adjust the width, it is worth it. I mean, look at that. Hell yeah. Good stuff all around. But when you go to pull the wire out, that little doodad that I was talking about here, it can pop out, and if that does, you're not going to have a good time, because then you're not going to be able to put one balloon in a hand, and that's going to sucketh. Now the other one though, this one's more kind of rested open for two reasons. A, so you can put the party favor in his hand. Oh, I'm so happy that that spins. That's so cool. So yeah, you can put that in there. And then also, you can put in the rest of the balloons. I'm not going to try to put, well, why not? Let's see. See how many I can get in there. You have to kind of just take your time. You can't just ramrod them in there. You have to sweet talk them. And it'd be better to probably do one or two at a time and then work in the rest. But you get the idea. See how you can put two in there? Let's see if we can put a third one in there. Now, this part, though, even though you get the option of putting this many balloons in the hand, there's two problems. A, when you slide it into the figure, because of the way the balloons, it'll spin like so. So you have to be a little careful with that. Yeah, and just the top weight, and when the more balloons you put in his hand, the heavier he's going to become. So that's a little frustrating, but at least you have the option, and there's ways that you can work around that. Now, that's all the accessories that he comes with. As for the paint apps, we just talked about the head sculpt and the amazing way that they did the blues, and how all of them at least look the same. Like, you know, other than the different features, it doesn't look like, oh, we're going to make sure that this little blue dot's going to go this way on this one and down this way that way. They all look the same. So thank God for quality on that degree. Now, I love the little skirt around his neck. I forget what that's called. But it's good. And when you pop the head off, this does come off, so be careful. The details on his clown suit look amazing. I kind of wish that the buttons or the little pom-poms were soft, but they're not. They're hard plastic, which kind of sucks, but whatever. The yellow baggy uniform that he wears looks great. My other gripe is the size of the feet. That is frustrating. So when you're trying to stand him up on those tiny feet, it can be frustrating. It can be done. But yeah, I don't know what NECA was thinking of giving him tiny feet, especially since this is a clown. I wish that they would have given him a little bit larger clown feet. The ruffles here on the bottom look great with the blue or the green skirting there with a little bit of brown. Detail looks great. Same on the arms, where you get that kind of the more aqua look and the purples. And then just all the designs on the, what do you call this? The cummerbund, or the, you know what I'm trying to say. I forget what the word is for that thing. But it looks great all around. Red along the lining here, excellent. Now, as for the articulation, it's actually pretty impressive for this size of a figure. Head goes down that much, head goes back, head twists, twists, arms go up that way, can go up this way and down. Just about a double jointed elbow there. hand go down, hand go up, hand goes spinny, spinny. He twists at the elbow there, twists at the solar plex there. He can't twist down too much this way, but he can go back pretty good. Now, with NECA figures in particular, I know I talked about this with every figure, but warm them up. Because if you try to take a NECA figure and start to do this, they're going to snap easier than like a Marvel Legends or a Multiverse. But NECA, for whatever reason, they're very fragile. Legs can go out that much. And then thankfully that's not all hard plastic, so it has the thigh pivot there, soft plastic, so the butt flap can let you go almost 90 degrees. And in good NECA fashion, single jointed knees, frustrating there, kick out that way, foot go down, foot go up, foot pivot, pivot. So as you can see, a great range of motion on this character. There could be some to be desired, but overall, for what you're getting with this figure, I can't complain too much. Now, here's Pennywise next to the NECA Ultimate Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface. And you put them side by side like this, and I gotta say, this is what Nightmare Fuel looks like. Creepy clown, creepy chainsaw-wielding psychopath. So with that said, if you are a huge horror fan like I am and you want to get a horror display shelf going on, these two are definitely ones that you want in your collection. We will be going over Leatherface here in the near future, but NECA's really knocking it out of the park. I mean, I love the bendy wires in the balloons. I love that, what's his face? Leatherface's apron is essentially a very, very soft cloth. Man, if they could get more lines, they would definitely be giving Mayfex and all those other places a run for their money. I mean, I know there's more high-quality ones, but NECA definitely kicks ass at the price point that they offer their figures in. And just being able to have tangible versions of these horror icons makes me a happy little camper. What do you guys plan on doing with your horror figures? Are you going to display them? Are you going to photograph them? Either way, we like to see pictures over on our social media pages. I love this figure, but it could be just because I'm biased and I really enjoy the Tim Curry film. I did like the newer movies, and I am really thinking about pulling the trigger on the Ultimate It from the newer films. I can't remember when both parts came out, but he did a great job as well. I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head, but Tim Curry, for all of us fans, he's somewhere, you know, he sits in our hearts somewhere, whether it be It or the, Rocky Horror, or just other films like the Butler from Home Alone 2, or the Concierge, or however you pronounce that. Not enough coffee today, folks. But Tim Curry just really nailed it in this part, and it's one of those movies that's just kind of stuck with me my whole life. And to finally have a tangible version of it, I'm a happy little camper. The amount of accessories they give gives you such awesome options that you can display him with and photograph this character with. Now, if you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop or wherever it is you'd like to get your action figures and comics, or you can check out the places we talked about at the beginning of the review. If you have enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you won't mind hitting that fancy little Georgie boat bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with y'all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, photo slideshow coming up next. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope y'all continue to have a spooky day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.